speak to Elvis Koske. He is our reporter, and he's joining me right now from Elgeyo Marakwet. Elvis, thank you so much for joining us. So, of course, we've heard what the leaders had to say about this shoot-to-kill order. But first things first, do we know if this order has already taken effect?
Thank you very much, Linda. I'm at Chebemit area in Elgeyo Marakwet County. The Deputy President's position that he maintained the government's order shoot to kill has been embraced or is receptive among leaders in Elgeyo Marakwet County. So far, we can say that learning institutions have been guarded by security personnel in the region. This follows after 3 weeks ago, we saw a school called St. Mary's where bandits attacked the institution. But so far, since the Deputy President left the area, we can see normalcy has returned. I'll now speak to our senior reporter, Fred Kibor, just to paint us a picture of the Marakwet region. You've covered this region for more than 3 years, and just the other day, we saw the Deputy President says that all the bandits have to be flushed out in the region, and they'll use all means to contain this lawlessness in the region. What's your view on that?
So far, I can say that what the government is doing is commendable in one way of returning calmness in Elgeyo Marakwet County. It's worth noting that since last year, in March, the intensity of attacks have increased. So we are talking about over 45 lives have been lost since last year. Also, thousands of livestock have been stolen. And the general feeling in the ground is that the government acted, albeit late. They would have done so sometimes last year. We would not have witnessed the madness we are now seeing. Yeah.
So, what's your position about these killings? We say that one community attacks the other, and the one community does not go to cross the Kerio Valley.
We cannot balkanize the entire community per se, but according to leaders and security forces there, what they are saying is that it's an act of banditry. So we cannot for sure say the entire community is against one community. There are some few elements, few criminals living within the community, which the government is determined to flush them out. So the issue of an entire community attacking their neighbors should not arise at this point in time.
We've also heard from leaders from the other communities saying that the government has armed one community. We remember on Monday there was an additional of 255 KPR officers or NPR officers. What's your take on that?
In my measured opinion, I cannot subscribe to what some leaders are saying. I see a sense of insincerity on their part, because all along killings have been going on. So to say, on Marakwet side, you can recall that what the security officers are saying is that all killings have been carried out within the Marakwet border, of which the aggressors are their neighbors. So the leaders should have been at the forefront from the beginning to condemn the attacks and also to try to harmonize the two warring communities. The two warring communities. But now, since the government has taken the bold move to enlist the services of national police reservists, and now coming and saying that the government is harming the community, to me, I see that as it's a game of politics some politicians are playing. You can recall that the Red Cross Secretary General Abbas Kulet recently said that some politicians and professionals in the region are harming their community. So that tells you that some leaders are for sure part and parcel of the banditry attacks in Keria Valley. Yeah.
We've seen the government put security officers in the region to man all the learning institutions in the region. What is the situation right now?
What the government did was commendable. If you can recall, there is a primary school by the name Compasses, which has remained closed for the last, since October last year. In the menace, the ongoing menace, learning institutions have neither been spared. You can, you know that the school Compasses, not Compasses but St. Mon, it was also attacked last month. Some 65 animals which parents had brought to the institution as fees were taken away by the bandits. So it is encouraging that the government wants to see all learning process taking on by securing the institutions, and that is something commendable. It will in one way return normalcy by encouraging students and pupils to go back to the school.
Fred Kibor, we've also heard that these additional 255 NPR officers are civilians who are not trained to act as security officers. What's your say on that?
In my knowledge, these reservists will be embedded with the National Police Service. So while carrying on their duty of protecting or enforcing law and order, I think they are bounded by the rules and regulations within the National Police Service. So to say that the government is harming a community, I see that is not sincere, because all these reservists will work in tandem with the police officers. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Betty. That's our Standard Group writer, Fred Kibor, just painting us a picture about the Elgeyo Marakwet, or the insecurity menace that has continued to wreak havoc in the region. We'll keep you posted on what will be happening at the Kerio Valley escarpment.
Elvis, just before I let you go, I'm seeing, where you are, it's quite empty. What can you say about, life coming back to normal? You mentioned that the DP was there, of course, twice in the last couple of days, and things have, sort of improved. But, from what we're seeing, on the background, maybe you can just talk to us about, how's the situation there? Have people now gone back to normal lives as it was before this whole conflict began?
Okay, Betty, so far normalcy has returned in the region, because since Monday we've not had any cases of any attack in the region. And also we can say that security officers have been deployed. More than 455 security officers are there to man the region. Our learning institutions, so far we can say that learning continues well, and those security officers are just there to quell maybe the insecurity menace that has continued to hurt the region.
Thank you very much, Elvis Koskei there, reporting from Elgeyo Marakwet, just talking to us about the situation right there. Remember that he's just told us that since the Deputy President, made his visit there, things have sort of gone back to normalcy. But we'll keep an eye